John Helm.
After tasting defeat for the first time in 10 matches at Ipswich on Tuesday, Barnsley now come up against the second division's biggest spenders. Tommy Johnson cost the club record £1.3 million from Notts County. Just one of 6 newcomers since the start of the season, with manager Arthur Cox investing £6 million in all in new talent to try and get Derby back into the first division. Smith clipping it, edge of the area towards Ramble. It was Comin who headed it out, and now Simpson hitting a good ball forward for Kitson, who might cause problems here. Kitson good on the ball. Gabbiadini's in front of him. Still it's Kitson. Now Gabbiadini, and Barnsley getting enough men around, but it breaks for Paul Williams, who gets to the about 5 yards from the edge of the area, onto the D, and is brought down. And we've got an incredibly long wall there, massive red and white shirts, all jumbled together. It's Simpson's effort. Simpson scores a beautifully flighted free kick from Paul Simpson. That's the perfect execution. No more than Derby deserve for their early pressure as well. Nothing Lee Butler can do about that. Derby are in front. Jubilant supporters who've come up the M1 see Paul Simpson score yet again for Derby County. That's goal number 17 for him this season, and he's got 6 in 10 games for Derby County. Gabbiadini, a flick on towards Kitson, who's holding it up. I say, Kitson reminds me of a young Lineker. Johnson, Williams, good on the ball. Gabbiadini, beautifully done. Here comes Johnson. Barnsley in trouble again, and Johnson shot a foot wide. And about 5 Derby players figured in that move. And there again it showed the sort of composure they're building. And a very fluent move indeed, this one. Gabbiadini's touch. Johnson's final shot, slicing wide. For Williams. There's McMinn's ball. It's not a bad one either. Kitson's inside the danger zone again. Here's Forsyth, and Forsyth's shot across the goal. It took a deflection. It's another Derby corner. He tends to hit them quite strongly, and he does so again. It's whipped in, and that's goal number 2 for Derby County. Michael Forsyth, who almost scored with the shot, now scores with his head. And Derby deserve it. A well-worked corner. Johnson hit it hard. Forsyth met it, and it's in the back of the net. And Derby's fans certainly have a right to be jubilant. Their side is playing superbly. A second goal of the season for Michael Forsyth, and his first in the league for more than 2 years. Barnsley have a lot to do here. Banks tries to get them in motion. Redfern, here's O'Connell. It comes to Archdeacon, and spectacularly plucked out of the air by Sutton. Nicely done by Gareth Williams. One applause. And then Redfern's ball out to Robinson is equally good. So is this. Smith picking it up. Banks is ahead of him. Now it's Banks, and an important tackle by Coleman, although Banks still got there. Here's Robinson, another chance for Barnsley. Across the face of Derby's goal. Sutton not having to make a save. And Mark Robinson still hasn't netted a goal for Barnsley since December. His last one against Watford, and that never looked like adding to the tally. Ramble not had much chance to show his paces, but he's fed Robinson this time. And there's the ball in, which Banks flits on. Here's Archdeacon at the back post, hooks it across, and the ball is knocked out of play by the right back Kavanagh doing his job on the line. So, really, the first hint of danger to Derby's goal there. Archdeacon has had one shot, and this time he got it over Sutton, but Kavanagh was in the right place. The knockdown once directly to Kitson. He's found Simpson in here. This could be 3. Good stop by Lee Butler. Again, they worked it so beautifully. Kitson managing to find Simpson. He spotted him coming through. The run was perfectly timed, and so was Butler spreading himself. From Gareth Williams to Owen Archdeacon. Redfern, he can hit them, and he does hit one this time. Palmed to safety by the goalkeeper Sutton. It's a long time since Neil Redfern found the net. He's overdue a goal, really. The last one was back in December at Charlton. Biadini underneath it, just knocking it down towards Johnson, who's still here. Tommy Johnson, oh, showing great resourcefulness, and might try his luck as well to go with it. And Butler claws it down, and that was a do-it-yourself job from Tommy Johnson. Denied by Lee Butler. Robinson with a throw-in for Barnsley. Not a bad one either. Out as far as Redfern, who asks Mark Smith to do something. Banks to Robinson. First time ball in, looking good. And it's coming across here for Curry. Oh! Across the face of goal it went. And somehow Andy Rammell just couldn't finish it off at the back post. Well, you wouldn't believe this, would you? Robinson's ball across, and it's flicked on here with David Curry coming in and slamming it across, and Rammell got a boot to it, but he couldn't find the net. Kitson's got past Whitworth. There are two Derby men on the far side of the penalty area. Simpson's coming up as well and calling for it. Kitson himself does it down the left and can't get it back. He might the second time. Oh, was that a push? Yes. Penalty. Gabbiadini pushed in the back by Archdeacon. Fleming also involved. Let's see who it was. There's the ball in, and there was the nudge on Gabbiadini. And a penalty clearly awarded by referee Hart. Gabbiadini shaking his head. He felt with a chance of a third goal in the game for Derby County. And Paul Williams has the chance really to seal a Derby success here, I'm sure. If it's 3-0, I don't think Barnsley will overcome it. Williams, 3-0 it is, straight into the middle of the net. Butler able to do nothing about Paul Williams' 14th goal of the season. And Derby surely now are well on their way to 3 points with their third goal of the afternoon. A successful return to the side after injury. He was doubtful until this morning, in fact, Paul Williams, and he's marked his comeback with that goal from the spot. Well, that's well played, Gabbiadini. Superbly played by Gabbiadini, and he goes on. Brilliant play. Oh, it deserved a better finish. That would have been a fantastic goal by Gabbiadini, and he scored it really. Really was superb work by the centre-forward. That's why Crystal Palace paid 1.8 million for him, and why Derby paid 1.2 million. Way outside the defender. Lovely skills by Gabbiadini, and he deserved a better reward. Cleverly returned as far as Redfern by Banks, and then again they let Gabbiadini get free, and he's played Kitson in. A superb ball from Gabbiadini. Can Kitson make it 4? The answer is no. Again it eludes the net. And well, they've paid a lot of money for these strikers, and they should really be scoring goals, I suppose. But Kitson couldn't have done much more. Butler made the angle difficult. Williams, though, didn't find Simpson that time. And Andy Rammell leads the charge out and goes beyond Coleman, and he's brought down. And Simon Coleman could go off here. He was booked earlier in the match and is now dismissed. And a sour ending to Derby County's afternoon. Everything had really gone so well for them up to that point. But Coleman, who'd already incurred a yellow card, now gets a red one for the challenge on Andy Rammell. A thoroughly enjoyable game, especially for any neutral observers here. But Derby County, very good value, and I think they've served notice that if they get in the playoffs, they could be the team to watch in the bid to go into the Premier League. They've won 3-0 with goals from Simpson, Forsyth and Williams.
It's a very new side, isn't it? Is it taking time to gel, do you think?
Well, it's bound to, but
like I said before, it's for positive reasons. You know, on the other times you get things like that, it's through injuries or, you know, suspensions, that type of thing. But it's because there's a lot of new players come into the club, a lot of new talent, and it's exciting time.